Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jacqui and today we're doing a back bend flow to help us open through the chest, the shoulders and the back. If you have a couple of blocks, they'll come in handy. We'll use them for a couple of stretches and also to help us stabilize in some balancing postures. If you don't have any blocks, you can go ahead and grab some big books or some sturdy boxes. Otherwise, you can also do this flow without them. That's fine. You'll just place your hand on the mat instead of on the blocks. So go ahead and get yourself set up and meet me back here on the mat. Let's start in a comfortable cross-legged position. Place your hands down by your knees and taking some body rolls to start off with to really warm up through the spine. So bring your body forward over one knee and then roll all the way to the other side. And then pressing into the hands and curling through the upper back, curling the shoulders forward and then coming forward again. Just taking big circles with your body to warm up. And then the other way. Take a big breath in as you come back and really breathe into the back of your heart and breathing out as you come forward. One more circle. And then coming back to an upright position. Next we'll do the head, so drop the chin to the chest and then circle the head all the way to the side. Bring the head back down and then to the other side. Really press the shoulders down so you're getting that stretch in the top of the neck and the shoulders. Let's do one more each side. And then coming back up with the head. Take the right hand out to the side, big breath in, sweep the left arm up and then walk the right fingertips out, bend over to the right. Really press down through the left knee and the left hip and then roll this left shoulder back so we're not falling forward towards the right knee. Maybe you can come down to your elbow if that feels okay for you. Otherwise just stay where you are, coming to that point where you feel that stretch all along the left side of your body. On the next breath, push back up and we'll do the other side. So left fingertips down, breathe in, sweep the right arm all the way up, walk the left fingertips out to the side, coming to the point where you feel that slight stretch in the right side of your body. Press down through your right knee and right hip. Maybe coming down onto your elbow at some point if it feels comfortable. And then coming back up. Let's come onto all fours next for a few rounds of cat and cow, just in your own time. So bringing the knees underneath the hips and the wrists underneath shoulders. Breathe in, drop the belly down, roll the shoulders back, look forward and tilt the tailbone up. Breathing out, press the hands into the mat, curl in through the spine. Pressing the shoulder blades as high up to the sky as you can. Breathe and drop the belly forward. Open up through the chest. And breathing out, pressing the floor away. Let's do one more like this. And on the next breath in, open up. And then breathing out, pressing the floor away, keep this curl in the spine and bring your hips back towards the heels of your feet. You're still pressing away and pressing the shoulder blades up to the sky. So you really feel that stretch in your upper back. Breathing in, come forward onto all fours again, opening up to the chest. Breathe out, pressing shoulder blades up and then sitting the hips back onto your heels. One more time, breathe in, open up. And breathe out, press the floor away, sit the hips back. Feel the stretch in the upper back. And then coming back onto all fours. Let's take the right arm up for thread the needle, twisting through the body first of all, reaching up as high as you can. And then breathing out, thread the right arm all the way underneath. Place the back of the palm down on the mat and then lay the arm, shoulder, and head down. And just take a few breaths here. The left hand can stay where it is, or maybe you reach it up to the sky. And then take it behind your lower back and reach towards your right hip crease. This just helps you open that left shoulder a bit more and find a bit more twist through the spine. So just take the variation that works for you. Maybe you close down your eyes here. And just think about sinking this right side of your body down into the mat. Relaxing the belly and the chest. Trying not to hold any tension on this right side. And on the next breath, if you have your hand behind you, take the left hand and place it back next to your face. Press into the mat. Deep breath in and reach the right arm up to the sky. Find the counter twist through your body. And then breathe out, bring the hand back down. And we'll do the other side. Breathe in, left arm reaches up. Reach up as high as you can. And then breathe out, thread it all the way underneath to the other side. And then lay the back of the hand, the arm, and the head down. Right hand can stay where it is, or you can take it up to the sky. And then behind the lower back, reaching towards your left hip crease. Close your eyes here. Sink down into that left side while the right shoulder opens up. Soften through your belly. And on the next breath, let's release the right hand if it's behind your back. Bring it down next to your face. Breathe in, press the hand down and reach the left arm up to the sky. Twisting through the body, opening that left shoulder. And then breathing out, bringing the hand down to the mat. We'll take a puppy pose here. A few options. You can reach the hands forward and then just bring the forehead down to the mat. Relax the elbows down. If you're feeling really like you want a more intense stretch, you can bring the chin down on the mat. And at this level, you may get the chest down and you feel the opening through your throat as well. Another option, if you want to feel more of a stretch in the triceps, you'll bend the elbows, press the palms together, and then drop your forehead or chin down to the mat. Now you can also do this with blocks if you have blocks. So I'll give you that option as well. It's much more intense through the upper arms and the triceps. I really like this stretch actually. So you'll take your blocks, probably about just a bit wider than the width of your head, and you'll place the elbows on either side, clap the hands together, and then drop the forehead down to the mat. Now your forehead may be, or your head may be hanging, and that's fine. You want to feel the stretch into the triceps, the underside of your arms. And the height of the block can be at the lowest or the highest setting, just depends on whatever you would like to feel. So whichever variation you're taking today, try to sink down and melt your chest down as much as you can. Relax into the pose. Just let the weight of your body sink down with gravity. There's no need to force or push yourself further. Just take this very passive stretch and allow the body to open up by itself at its own timing. Let's take another 2 breaths here. And on the next breath, wherever you are, just lifting the head up slightly. If you don't have any props, just slide your hips back into a child's pose. If you have your props, gently bring the hands down and then bring the blocks over to the side and then come back into a child's pose. We'll bring the knees together and bring the arms around the legs with the palms facing up. This is a time where you can really droop your shoulders down. Maybe a little rock from side to side if that feels nice. Couple more breaths here, just observing any differences you feel in your body. And on the next breath, you can bring the hands down next to your face and press yourself back up. Let's come onto all fours again, and we'll open up the hips next. So let's take the left leg forward on the outside of the left hand, and then bring the hips forward and allow them to sink down into your lizard pose. So you can stay up on your hands, or if you're feeling like you're really open, you can come down onto your elbows. You can even bring your elbows on top of 1 or 2 blocks, just to elevate a little bit more. And just notice if you're holding any tension around your hip area. And focus on your exhale, taking a nice slow breath out to help you find that release through your hips. I'll take another 2 breaths here. And if you're on your elbows, slowly come back up. Move the props to one side if you need, and then shift the weight back and bring the left knee back in line with the right. Take a little movement here. Maybe you make circles, cat-cows, or child's pose, just whatever you feel like before we do the other side. And when you're ready, we'll step the right foot forward on the outside of the right hand. Sink the hips down as much as you can, staying up on your hands or coming down onto your elbows on the block or all the way to the mat. Try to relax as much as you can in the pose, everything around your hips and your legs. Just 2 more breaths here. You can also take a slight rock from side to side if that helps you to open up a bit more. And then if you're on your elbows, let's come back up onto the hands. Shift the weight back over the left knee and then take this right knee back. Little movements here, whatever you need. On the next breath, let's curl the toes under and then lift the hips up for downward facing dog. Just take a few moments here to walk out your feet and stretch out the backs of your legs. Really pressing the hands into the mat. Trying to find that straight spine by just keeping the legs nice and bent as you do this. And then let's take small steps with the feet all the way up to the hands. Feet come to hip width distance apart. Soft through the knees. Grab onto opposite elbows and take a ragdoll. So you should really feel this nice release through your lower back and the backs of your legs here. Sway from side to side. Allow everything in the upper body to hang loose. And then releasing the arms down. Nice and loose with the arms, not holding onto any tension. Soften the knees and just roll up through your spine. 1 vertebra stacks on top of the other at a time. The head and the shoulders hang loose until the very last moment. And then everything comes up into line. Alright, let's come to the stand at the top of the mat. We're going to grab our block actually and just prepare it on the hide side on the top right corner of your mat. So coming into Tadasana, just roll the shoulders back and find the grounding through both of your feet. Lifting up through the crown of your head and finding this nice alignment through the spine. On the next breath, let's step the left foot back into a warrior 2 position. So left foot is going to come parallel with the short side of the mat. Really pressing into the outside edge of the foot and then bring the arms wide into warrior 2. bend the right knee down, making sure that the knee is in line with your hips and your toes. And try to open up the hips to the side of your mat. So these hip bones are pointing pretty much to the side of your mat. Release the shoulders back. And then turn to look over your right fingertips. On the next breath, let's straighten both legs, pulling up the muscles above the kneecaps. Take the left foot in just a little bit closer, and we'll come into triangle pose. Reach as far forward as you can with the right fingertips. Send the left hip towards the back of the mat. And then keeping this length that you've created on your right side, just bring the right hand down towards your shin. You can even take that block actually on the inside of the right foot. Place the hand down and then reach the left arm up. You'll feel this probably most on the inside of your right thigh. Try to roll the shoulders back. Head can look up to the left hand, or it can look down towards your right foot if you have a bit of discomfort in your neck. All right, on the next breath, we're going to take this block with us, bending the right knee a little bit and bring the body up. We're going to take the block on the high side and then stretch the arms to either side, bend down through the right leg, and we'll take a reverse warrior. So we'll reach the right hand and the block up to the sky, left hand comes down to the left thigh. So rather than thinking about bending back or too much sideways, we're really reaching this block upwards and finding the length through the right side of the body. On the next breath out, we're going to send this block to the top right corner of the mat, place it down, left hand to left hip, and come into half moon. So we're going to press with the back leg and then come to balance on this right foot. It helps if you send this block a little bit further forward away from you and towards the top right corner of the mat. So not directly in line with your right foot, but a little bit out to the side. That's going to give you a little bit more stability. Little softness through this right leg so that you have balance with your muscles rather than your joints. And then flex the back foot, send the energy out through the heel of the foot, and then really send it up to the sky as well. It's going to really help you find this nice lightness in that back leg. If you feel comfortable there, maybe you send the left arm up to the sky, maybe even looking to the hand or just looking down to help you feel more balanced. If you want to take it a step further, you can bend the left leg, grab onto the toes or the ankles, whatever you can, and then kick the foot into the hand as you send the hips forward. So as you kick that foot back, it takes your weight back, but you need to send the hips forward in order to counterbalance and stay balanced on your right foot. You'll feel openness in your hips and also in your chest. All right, on the next breath, let's release that foot. Bring it down next to the right foot and come into a forward fold. Shaking the legs out. And then rolling yourself all the way up to standing. We're going to come into a dancer pose here. So just bend the left leg, hold onto the outside of the foot for now. And we're going to place the other hand on the hip. Let's just find a little bit of stretch through the quad. So you really want to curl your pelvis under to get the stretch through the quad muscle and the left hip flexor. Try to bring the knees in line so you don't have this left knee forward. And keep the shoulders rolled back here. Let's take the left hand now on the inside of the left foot, so the big toe side. Send the right arm up to the sky. Find the length through the body. Big breath into your chest and then kick the foot into your hand as you open up to the chest and also to have a feeling of opening the shoulders backwards towards your back foot. Again, to find that counterbalance. All right, little bend of the right leg to help you stabilize and take your gaze to one still point in front of you. Once you've hit your limit, you might like to take your right hand forward, and then you can tilt forward a little bit more with your body and try and find that stretch through the hips and the leg. Keep breathing into your chest. If you fall out, that's totally fine. Just come back up, try again. On the next breath, let's release the leg and shake it out. All right, we're going to come to the other side. So take your block, set it up on the top left corner of your mat. I'm going to change sides so that you can still see my face rather than my back. All right, so come to the top of your mat. Send into Tadasana, open the palms forward, roll the shoulders back, lifting up nice and tall. Big breath here. And then on the next breath, let's step the right foot back into Warrior Two. Right foot is parallel with the short side of the mat, bending down through the left knee, knees in line with the hips and the toes. Hip bones are pointed as much as you can to the sides of your mat, and then let's extend the arms wide. Roll the shoulders back and down, gaze over your left fingertips. One breath here. On the next breath, let's straighten the legs. Bring the right foot in just a little bit closer. Triangle pose. Reach as far forward as you can with the left fingertips. Send the right hip bone towards the back of the mat. And then bring the hand down to your shin or to your block on the inside of your left foot. Roll the right shoulder back and then maybe reach that right arm up to the sky. Big breath in here. And then on the next breath, let's just bring the right hand to the hip. Take this block with you and we'll come into our reverse warrior. So send the block up to the sky. You might need to separate the legs a little bit more. Bend through the left leg. Remember, we're trying to reach the block upwards here instead of taking it all the way back. So we just want to find that nice stretch and length through the left side of the mat. And then the right hand can slide down the right thigh. And then on the next breath, take the left block, the block in the left hand, towards the top left corner of your mat. And then big push with the right leg to balance here. So little bend of the left supporting leg in the knee. Flex the right foot, send the energy out through the heel of the foot, and then lift that leg higher, as high as you can. The more you engage this right leg, the lighter it's going to feel and the easier it's going to be to balance. All right, engage also the core here, bringing the abs in, and then if you want, you can reach the right arm up to the sky. Try to roll the right shoulder back. So we've got the hips and the shoulders in line, and we're as flat as a pancake. If you want to take it a step further, you can bend the right leg, grab onto the ankle, and then kick the foot into the hand as you press the hips forward. The chest and the hips open up. Nice. If you fall out of it, that's fine. It took me ages to get this pose. And then let's release the foot and the hand. Bring it forward into a forward fold. Soften down, straighten and bend the legs if you want. And then rolling up through the spine. Coming up to standing. Let's stretch the quad muscle. So bend the right leg, grab onto the outside edge of the foot. Left hand to left hip or out to the side to help you balance. Bring the knees in line. And then strongly tuck under to feel the stretch in the right quad. Keep the shoulders rolled back here, so we're already practicing our opening for our dancer pose that's coming up next. All right, let's take the hand on the inside of the foot now. If you need to bring your foot down and then come back up, that's fine to find a balance. Breathe and left arm reaches up to the sky. Find as much length as you can. And then kick the foot into the hand as you open the chest forward and bring the shoulders back. Find this nice, deep stretch through the hips and the back. Once you hit your limit, maybe you take your left hand forward, keep your gaze towards that one still point in front of you, and then maybe you can tilt your body forward just a little bit. Find even more depth in your pose. Keep breathing. Try not to get frustrated if you fall out of it. Takes a lot of practice. All right, let's release. Shake out the legs. Let's move the block over to one side. Coming back to the top of the mat, just take a big breath and reach the arms up to the sky, reaching as high up as you can. And then breathing out, let's fold forward. Breathe in, lifting up halfway, finding a flat back, rolling the shoulders back, lifting up through the core. And then breathing out, hands come to the mat. Let's step back into a plank. And then lower the knees, and then lower yourself all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, and bring the feet together. Breathe in, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then lift the head off, coming into a baby cobra. So just using the muscles in the back to lift your body up. Hands can come off the mat or they can be nice and light on the fingertips. Pressing the tops of the feet down into the mat. Breathing out, bring the forehead down, relax the legs. Next breath in, roll the shoulders back again. And then pressing the hands down into the mat and also pulling the hands towards you so you have a feeling that your body is going forward to the top of your mat. Finding the length through the spine. This time we come up a little bit more. You can press your weight into your hands a little bit more just to find the stretch. Try not to bring the shoulders up to the ears, but keep squeezing them downwards. Open through the chest, breathe into your chest. Keep the elbows close to the body. And on the next breath, release all the way down. Let's bring the hands down to either side now, palms facing down. This time we're going to lift everything off. So the head, the shoulders, the arms, and the legs off. Bring the feet together. Breathe in, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades. And then big lift, everything comes off the mat. Holding for 5. Squeeze the shoulder blades in the back, spread the fingers wide. Breathe into your chest. 4. 3, keep lifting the legs and the body higher. 2, almost there. And 1, release all the way down. Forehead comes down. On the next breath, let's bend the legs, grab onto the outside edges of the feet, coming into our bow pose. Same action through the upper body. So breathing in, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then on the next breath, you kick the feet into the hands and then lift the head up. So you want to have a feeling of lifting upwards as well. So not just kicking to the top and end of your mat, but kicking into the hands and the feet and then lifting up so the thighs reach upwards. And on the next breath, let's release all the way down. Take a breather here. You can relax the legs down. We'll do this one more time. On the next breath, bend the legs, grab onto your ankles or your feet. Grab on as tight as you can this time. We're going to add on something a little different at the end. Breathing in, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and then kick the feet into the hands, lift the thighs up. Reach up as high as you can and breathe into your chest. And you can either stay here or we can take a side bow. So you're going to take a little rock over to one side. Let's go the left side first. So rocking over onto the left side. Head can come down. Try not to bring the knees together, but keep them separated and keep kicking into your hands. On the next breath, see if you can rock yourself back onto your belly. Reach up. Next breath, rocking on to the right side. Rolling over, you might need to take a couple of tries to get there. Keep kicking the feet into the hands, especially the one on the top. Looking over your left shoulder. And the next breath, let's come back up. Reach upwards, just for one more breath here. Keep kicking the feet into the hands. And then breathing out, release. Oh, you can bring the hands underneath the forehead. Rest here for just a moment. Big breath here, trying to slow down your breathing again. Observing any sensations you're feeling in your body. And on the next breath, let's lift the head up. We'll push ourselves back into a child's pose. And we'll bring the knees not as wide as the mat, but enough for your body to go down in between your legs. We're going to cross the arms one over the other. So let's start with the right on top. Place the backs of the hands down and then reach as far across to the opposite ends of your mat as you can. And then drop the forehead down. Your upper arms will fall into that space just underneath your chin. Taking a few breaths here, maybe about 5 breaths, really sinking and relaxing down. Closing down your eyes, relaxing through the belly. And on the next breath, just lifting the head up a little bit, enough space to swap your arms around. So the left arm will go on top this time. Reach again to the opposite ends of your mat, and then coming down, forehead comes down. Relax the belly down. Just allowing your own body weight to stretch your arms. And on the next breath, let's roll ourselves back up. And we're going to come down onto our belly again. Just for another couple of final stretches. Let's take the right hand on top of the left and turn our cheek onto our right cheek. Left knee comes into the chest or the side of the body, and the left elbow comes down towards the left knee, bringing your head and your upper body along with you. So just staying here for about 5 breaths, completely sinking down into the mat. Feeling the parts of your body that are in contact with the mat. And allowing those areas to sink down even further. On the next breath, let's straighten the left leg out. Come back to the center with the body. Swap hands so the other one comes on top. Turn onto your left cheek. Right knee comes into the side of your body, and then take the right elbow along with your upper body towards the right knee. 5 breaths here. Relaxing down as much as you can. And then on the next breath, let's straighten the right leg to the top of the mat again. And then bring the body back in the center. Place your forehead down on tops of your hands, close your eyes. And sink the front side of your body down into your mat. Relax the elbows down. Relax the belly and the chest. Let there be no tension in your legs and your feet. Relaxing all along your spine. And then allowing your awareness to come back to your breath. Deepening your breath into your belly. Very gently lift up the head. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders and press yourself back up to a seat. Just moving nice and slow. Alright, thank you so much for joining me for this backbend flow. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know how you're feeling in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you back here on the mat next time. Bye.